Welcome to Jovi Discussions. Today I have one of my best Jovi friends, Caitlin, who is from New York, New Jersey area. Caitlin and I, we've been friends. We met at the Soul Kitchen, um, 2 years ago, I think?
Yeah, it was at the barbecue.
Yeah, I was at the barbecue, so two
Yeah.
years ago. And we've been friends ever since. We talk almost every day. Caitlin, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, 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 good. So when did you become a fan of Bon Jovi?
When they were doing promo for Lost Highway, I mean, I've heard of them before, but I never really got into them until they did American Idol. And then after watching John talk about his music and how passionate he was, I mean, I just fell in love with them. And I started going back through their catalog and buying everything that I could.
Wow. So, what's your favorite song then from Lost Highway?
Oh, that's really tough.
I gotta fix my
There's so
chair.
many of them. I guess if I had to choose, it'd be Any Other Day.
Oh, that was a dumb. I knew that. I knew that'd be your favorite from that. I love Any Other Day, especially live with the
Yeah,
at the jam session at the end that they did on the Lost Highway tour. You know, with Lorenzo and Bobby, and then obviously Richie, David, and Tico. Yeah.
yeah. That's my biggest regret is only going to one show that tour.
Which show did you go to? Prudential.
The last one at the Prudential show.
Ah.
Yep, so it was their last night there.
Oh man. Yeah, they did a 10 night residency
Right.
before the tour
And they
started.
had so many good opening acts that time too.
Yeah, what My Chemical Romance, All American
Daughtry.
Rejects.
I
Who?
all remember is Daughtry and All American Rejects, but they had 10 people lined up.
Yeah, and it was so weird because like I think they released the album and then like everyone was like waiting for tour dates, including me,
Yeah.
and there was like no, and all of a sudden they announced like a 10 night residency at the Prudential Center, but then there was no other dates, and I don't think the tour was announced until like months later after that, but.
Right.
So, but I mean, that was definitely a great tour with Daughtry, All American Rejects, My Chemical Romance. That's how I got into those three bands, was seeing them open up for Bon Jovi. And I think that's like the last tour that they actually ever used a big name to open up with,
I think
except for
so. Yeah, but
except for
all the other tours
the
I've listened to. Like, I think they used Kid Rock at one point. Had heard of him before. Kid
oh
Rock and
yeah,
Raw. I mean, I think so. Maybe it was the Circle tour was the last time they used a big band to
yeah,
open up
the
for them.
Circle, yeah, except for Def Leppard last year,
Right.
Europe. But other than that, so that I kind of miss the Lost Highway tour now, kind of reminiscent a little bit.
Yeah.
So
It was
that's
a good tour.
what's that?
That was a great tour.
Sure was.
Yeah.
What did they open up with at your show at Prudential Center?
I don't even remember. It was so long ago.
Uh, yeah, what was it 12 years ago, 13 years ago? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let's talk about our favorite music videos.
I'd have to say my top favorite is Make a Memory, just because I was not expecting John to be a ghost at the end.
Yeah, you stole mine. That's my favorite. Yeah, it's so good because I remember when I first watched it. Like you said at the end, when she walks through them, it kind of opens your eyes. Because it's like, and throughout the whole video, he's just kind of like, I guess if you look back at it now, it's kind of creepy in a way. Like where he's just like
Yeah.
sitting everywhere watching her take a bath or coming down the stairs or get dressed, doing her, blah, blah, blah. And so it's kind of weird to do it like that. But at the end, it makes sense. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not creepy. I mean, it's a love song type. But it's sad because she walks through him at the end and you realize that A, he's a ghost, or B, he's looking back at memories. Either way.
Yeah.
I thought the video was well done. You know.
I mean, I feel like the whole song is just kind of a sad love song of the love that passed.
Oh yeah, I remember when
It kind of fits.
they premiered that song live on American Idol. I think
Yeah. I think
back
it
in
was on the
like
radio before that because I had heard it before, and I wasn't a fan of it until I saw them perform it live that night. So they
yeah.
really won me over.
Well, I really liked the song, but it wasn't until the music video that it became one of my favorites.
Right.
I think the music video and any other music video, I think music videos add a really special touch to the song. It gives you a different feel to it, and makes you understand the song a little more.
Right.
Because if you listen to just the song, you want to make a memory. You don't think of what happens in the video. You don't think of like John being a ghost or looking back at memories and stuff like that.
Right.
So, yeah. What's your second favorite music video?
I really like Born to Be My Baby just because it shows them in the studio versus playing live on a stage. I mean, I understand why they have so many of those videos because I know that they want to prove that they are a live band, but I really like seeing that side of them, that they could just have fun in the studio.
Yeah, I agree. All those 80s bands back then, they're all like 90% of music videos were like them on stage.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of cool to see. And I also, what I liked about the Born to Be My Baby video was in the beginning, you don't have that same intro as you do on the New Jersey album.
Right.
Like you have that Tico practicing on the drums and they're all in the studio. And it was kind of cool to see it behind the scenes, especially back then when YouTube and all that didn't exist. So they're, people's only glimpse of that kind of stuff was whatever the band released,
Right.
And so it was kind of cool to see them in the studio and all that. Well, how about this? How about we go through each album and pick our favorite music video?
Okay.
Okay. So we'll start with debut.
I mean, I might have to go with Runaway on that one.
Runaway?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like about it?
I mean, I just think it's a different kind of a music video than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
And that's the one that I've seen the most, too.
Yeah. It's good, but it's so cheesy.
I know.
You have this teenage girl, like standing there, like whipping her hand around at the door, and she's got like fire in her eyes. It's like kind of like the movie Firestarter.
A little bit.
But it's funny, My favorite would probably there's only Runaway and She Don't Know Me from that.
Right. There's not a lot to pick from.
Yeah, I guess not. I'd pick She Don't Know Me, Which is funny because, John didn't even write that song,
I know.
That's the only song that he's never not written that was on a Bon Jovi album. But even that video is cheesy too.
All the ones from the 80s are kind of cheesy.
They are.
Although I do like Prayer. That one's cool. Where he flies into the crowd.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that one. 7800.
In and Out of Love.
That is a fun one.
Yeah. I mean, I just like it because it was shot in the Jersey Boardwalk. And, I have...
That's right.
Yeah. In Seaside. And I went to Seaside a couple of years ago, and it was completely different because of Sandy and everything. So it was kind of cool to see what it was like before everything happened.
Yeah. Let me see. There's Only Lonely, Silent Night. I'd probably have to go with Only Lonely.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, my favorite part is like when you see David, rough up a guy, like he grabs him by the collar and takes him to back of a truck or something.
Yeah.
It's funny. That part, but the video was really good. Slippery.
That's a tough one because as much as I like Prayer, I mean, I might just have to go with Never Say Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Let me see. There's Bad Name, Prayer, Wanted, Say Goodbye,
right,
and Wild in the Streets. Mine's a tie between Streets and Never Say Goodbye. Yeah. I'd probably pick Never Say Goodbye.
Yeah.
I think I like how they show like all their baby pictures and stuff and them growing up. Yeah.
That one adds a little something to the song.
Yeah. It's kind of like Back to the Memory, it adds a special touch to the song, like you said. Right. I think I know your answer from New Jersey.
What do you think it's going to be?
Born to Be My Baby.
Yeah. I have to go with that one.
Let's see, there's Lay Your Hands on Me, Bad Medicine.
There's Living in Sin, too.
Living in Sin,
Yeah.
and I'll Be There for You. I probably see. I like the two versions of Bad Medicine
Yeah.
that they
I had a
have.
lot of fun with that, where they had fans shooting it and everything.
Which one did you prefer more? The ones with the fans shooting it, or the actual director cut?
Go with the fan shooting it just because it was more fun and it's different. I don't think they've done anything like that since.
Yeah, that's and if I'm sure you already know this, but John's brother Matt is in the video at the beginning.
I actually didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. So like when what's his name, Sam Kinison, whatever you want to call him,
Yeah.
was like amping up the crowd. Matt, later on, I'll take a screenshot and I'll send it to you in a message. But you see Matt, who's like, I think he's like a teenager. He's got like hair swept to the side. That's Matt.
Maybe that's why I just didn't recognize him.
Yeah, that's so he's in the video, and yeah, my favorite video from New Jersey would probably be "I'll Be There for You." I like it. I think it adds a lot of power to the song.
Yeah.
You know.
It was nice. That was a really nice one too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do John solo too. Let's do Blaze of Glory album, Young Guns.
I mean, I really liked Miracle.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Miracle is probably one of the best songs on that album. And
Yeah. I mean, I do like Blaze of Glory too.
yeah, Blaze is good. I think those are the only two videos from that album.
I think so too.
Yeah. Okay.
Even
Keep
more
the
for
faith.
Destination Anywhere.
Oh yeah. Okay, we can hit Destination Anywhere real quick. Well, let's think here. I think there's only a couple.
Yeah. He did.
Janie.
I think he did Ugly too, and Midnight in Chelsea.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Mine would be Janie. Don't take your love to town, whatever.
Mine
Do
would
or
be-
don't.
Yeah, I mean, I like that he was playing in the movie theater.
Oh yeah. That's your favorite too?
Yeah.
Okay. So Keep the Faith album.
Sleep When I'm Dead.
That is the fun one.
Yeah. I could just tell that they had a lot of fun when they were shooting that one.
Yeah, you see like Richie taking all these girls in his dressing room.
Yeah.
Wonder what they were doing. There's what I believe, Faith, Sleep, Arms, Roses, County. I think Bed of Roses would be my favorite one.
Yeah.
I think it's and I don't know if you have them, but I have like all the VHS tapes they released back then of like the making of the music videos, and they actually showed you the video interviews. And in the Keep the Faith one, they show you behind the scenes of Bed of Roses, and you probably already know this, but like they flew Richie all like sky high on top of this in the video in the mountain, and I guess it was like below 0-degree weather, and so that's interesting. But I think Bed of Roses because like it's kind of like Born to Be My Baby. It shows you behind the scenes, in the studio, on the road, and I like that. Next album. Well, I guess we can hit Crossroads. Saturday Night Always.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer more?
Saturday Night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know Always is a big song for them, but Saturday Night is just so special that I have to pick that one.
Yeah. What do you like about the video?
I mean, I just resonate with that song a little bit more than Always. So okay. I'm not picking it based on anything other than that.
Oh, okay. Like the meaning. Okay.
Yeah, the meaning behind the song.
I love the Always video.
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't for the story behind, the actual story of the video, I'd probably go Saturday Night too. But I just like the guy going, it doesn't make, he cheats on her, and then so she takes off and finds someone new, and then he comes and just, destroys it. It's like, dude, it's your fault to begin with.
Exactly.
And when I was younger, I thought, I don't know why I did, but I thought the brunette woman was the mother, and the girl that he cheated on her with was her daughter. I don't know why.
Oh.
The brunette looks like 20 years older than the young girl, and so looking back, I don't know why I thought that, but I did.
I can see that.
What's that?
I can see anybody thinking that with that video.
Yeah, it's a weird video. Crush.
I like Say It Isn't So. I mean, there's just so much going on in that video. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like showing Hollywood. You know how
Yeah.
Hollywood. You know, because like in the beginning of the video, you see the band playing, you think it's like the typical music video.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you see the car breaking
Drive
through.
through.
Yeah, and so they kind of show you close to Hollywood, and I like how Arnold Schwarzenegger, is in the video too.
Yeah, they had so many people in that video.
Yeah, yeah. What other videos were there? Was Thank You for Loving Me, It's
Right.
My Life, and then One Wild Night. That was funny. The guy had a camera on his head, and he's at a party, And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, my favorite would probably be It's My Life, because that's what started for me as a fan, was seeing that video on VH1
Right.
back when they showed music videos.
No, I miss that.
Yeah, I don't even know what VH1 shows anymore. It's always about like these girl who's got to choose between 20 guys or vice versa.
I know.
All this stupid stuff.
Yeah, what happened to that station?
Yeah.
It's gone.
I miss watching the top 20 countdown every
I
week.
used to vote for that every single week, and then all of a sudden they took it away.
I know. I remember I used to vote for Bon Jovi all the time. I remember
Yeah,
you had to like click and drag who you wanted in the number 1 spot, number 2.
exactly. I
Yeah,
mean,
I miss that. I forgot all about that. Okay, so 119 didn't have any videos. Bounce.
All About Loving You.
Me too.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I always thought that's how I was going to propose to whoever I was going to marry. Then
That's a terrifying way to propose, though, because who knows if you're going to make it down.
What's that?
That's a terrifying way to propose because you don't know if you're going to actually make it down.
Yeah. Well,
You jumped off that roof.
well, one thing, it's illegal.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You go to jail after you propose. And second of all, I couldn't do heights. I can't even get on top of my roof of my house. So
I don't like heights either.
yeah. But do you have the Bounce DVD? It was like a QVC edition.
I don't think so.
Well, I think you can see most of the videos on YouTube, but it was like a special for QVC back in 2002.
Okay.
And it has like a video for each song, and it's pretty cool. They kind of tell a story from beginning to end, and I think Joey is my favorite music video from that album.
Okay.
I think you can find that on YouTube, but official wise, I think Misunderstood would be my favorite. It's a crazy story, how the guy is cheating on it. You've seen that video, right?
Yeah, and the girl falls through. I don't know if he's actually cheating on her or if the girl just accidentally falls through the roof.
I think he's cheating. I think he's just trying to make up like this crazy story to not get caught. I don't know.
He's over exaggerating everything. That could be.
I mean, the chances of that ever happening, her falling through the roof and surprise, surprise, very slim.
I
Okay,
would like to think so.
What's that?
I would like to think so.
Yeah, very, very slim. So we have this left. That there's no videos to that. Have a nice day. There's no videos to the box set either. So have a nice day.
Right. The one I remember the most is Welcome to Wherever You Are.
Did you see that one a lot on TV back then?
Yeah, I did.
See, I didn't. I don't think I ever even saw in the top 20 countdown or like anything.
Yeah, I mean every now and then they play it. It's rare though. They usually play Have a Nice Day.
Yeah, I remember Have a Nice Day was huge. I remember that coming out. I remember because I remember Bon Jovi put on their website that they were premiering. This is before social media days.
Right.
And I remember them putting on the website that Have a Nice Day was going to premiere at such and such a time on VH1. And I remember I sat there I was eating a Hot Pocket and chocolate milk. Why I remember that, I don't know. But I remember watching it, and I think that's probably my second favorite music video because it's so fun. Like you just see like this square, obviously at the beginning of the video you see John sign
Right.
the new album cover, and then you just start seeing it everywhere. You see the band walking everywhere, and they see it here and
Yeah.
there. And
That's one of my favorite album covers.
yeah, that is a great album cover. I love it. I miss that era so much. The album and the tour and just where the band was at was so good, and it was before all of Richie's unfortunately his problems, and I miss that. I miss that era. Yesterday I was actually watching on YouTube the full show of the second night of Giant Stadium from the Have a Nice Day tour.
Really?
It was so good. Yeah. So okay, next one, Lost Highway. Oh, this
Make a
one.
memory.
What's that?
Make a memory.
Yeah, I love that one. Lost Highway video is pretty cool too. When they're in the bar playing.
Yeah.
And that, like, it's kind
Yeah.
of cheesy. The girls that are, what's that?
Till We Weren't Strangers Anymore was kind of cool too, with the
Oh,
bed in
that's right.
New York City.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do like that. The triangle of New York City. There's a big bed, and they both. So, but I was kind of cool to see Leanne Rimes in the video too, and she added a really special touch to the video and the song, and as well as John. The Circle.
I mean, I guess I have to go with Born to Follow.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I liked the song Superman Tonight, the video was kind of odd for it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because they were in this like weird tunnel, and it just wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. Like when I first listened to it, because obviously Superman single didn't come out until after the album was released, and so like you didn't really, there was no video, and so when I first heard it, I thought it was more of like a romance, like a romantic relationship type song.
Me too.
Like always like being there for someone, like being the last person there for someone, and then the music video came out, and I'm like, well, I misunderstood the song.
Me too.
Because it's all about heroes and. Yeah, that's what's great about music is you can interpret it in so many different ways, But I felt so stupid. I was like, oh, it wasn't a romantic ballad. It was about, heroes.
I kind of felt the same way.
But Born to Follow is my favorite too. Because it's all about change and standing up for what you believe in and stuff.
Right.
Like where that guy was standing in front of a tank, preventing them from, causing damage to their country and town, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's the only music videos from that album too.
I think you're right. I mean, I don't remember if they did one for This Is Our House. They might have compiled something.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did. They recorded it in Peru because they played it twice that night to get the perfect video. That's the only time they ever played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that song too, and they never played it live.
Oh yeah, it's a shame that it was never, ever played live again or ever even thought of. It was just used to promote the Greatest Hits tour. But
I liked it for promo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really hyped everybody up.
Yeah, it sure did. I remember they played it like right before they would come out.
I know. I recorded it and just so I could have it on my iPod, and it was a horrible recording. I was so glad when they actually released it.
Yeah, me too. Greatest Hits album. Yeah. Oh no, there's only one. What do you got?
I like that one.
Because they did No Apologies video.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, there's a No Apologies video.
Okay.
Yeah, they did one for What Do You Got and No Apologies. They just didn't do any for This Is Love or More Things Change. I forgot about No Apologies video.
Me too.
But so I guess what your answer is going to be. But I'd choose What Do You Got over No Apologies anyway. It's
me too.
That's good. What about now?
I don't really remember what videos they did for that one.
Because We Can, and What About Now?
Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
I'll go with Because We Can. I mean, the boxing scenes are cool.
Yeah. I agree with Because We Can. And it was so cool. Remember when the album was coming out, and you could take the Bon Jovi app on your phone and point
Yeah.
at, and then all of a sudden it'd come to life.
I really like that. I mean, I wish it still worked.
I know, I do too. But it was cool how they incorporated all those movements in the music video.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, I was watching the behind the scenes of how they shot that cover too.
oh yeah, and there's four video. What is it? There's
Yeah.
3 or 4 videos to
Right.
it, so it has like a story to each. Same song, different story.
Right.
But yeah, that one's good. What About Now's video is pretty good too. A lot of behind the scenes um, during that, and it was weird because it was released after Richie left, and so it was kind of sad to see because you still saw a lot of. Well, I don't think they showed a lot of Richie. They
No,
did.
it didn't.
They did because there was a whole uproar to that. I remember that. I
Yeah.
think they showed Richie one time, and then all these fans were complaining, like, "Where's Richie? Where's Richie?" And it was right in the midst of him leaving. So
Yeah, he picked a really horrible time to leave.
sure did. Um, so next, there was no first the burning bridges.
Right.
So we built this house, right?
Right. They had quite a few this house is not for sale.
I know they sure did. What would be your favorite?
I mean, I have to go with When We Were Us. I mean, I really like the flashbacks and showing the band and throughout all stages of their career.
Oh yeah, that one was good. I'd probably have to pick Roller Coaster.
Yeah, that was cool too because they actually shot that in Coney Island or something.
Yeah. So that's probably my favorite video. Along with, I remember when they were promoting "This House Is Not for Sale," and like that's when we all got to hear the song for the first time. Remember, and they tweeted like the 10-second preview,
Yeah.
and then like John started singing "This House Is Not for Sale," and then like the new single, the new video, and it all came out in one day. That was good. It still feels like yesterday. That was 4 years ago.
I know, it's hard to believe.
Yeah. And then we have the new album. So far, we have Unbroken and Limitless.
I have to go with Limitless.
Yeah. I'd go with Unbroken more than Limitless. I don't know. Limitless has a good story to it, but I just like I like the feel of Unbroken. John, and like in this, if you think about it, like music videos, like they never make any sense. Like John's like in this whole gigantic building with nothing in it, like a warehouse, and he's singing Unbroken. Like there's no.
And it's dark too.
Yeah. It's weird, but it works. It works.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay, next subject is I want to talk about, because you went to all 3 of the listening parties for This House Is Not for Sale. I almost went to the New York City one, but I couldn't because I couldn't get away from work. So I live in total jealousy of you. I do have, though, let me pull it out. I actually have it right in my office. I have one of the playbills.
Oh, I'm glad you got one.
Yeah. My friend, actually Kevin, got this from me a couple months ago.
Wow.
Because I wasn't able to go to it, and he went to it. But pretty cool stuff in there.
Well, that's actually where I first met Kevin, was at that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been friends with Kevin. He's one of my other best Jovi friends. I've known him for like maybe 2 years, but I didn't get to meet him until we all hung out at David's musical.
Right.
Which that was fun. It was you, me, and then Kevin, and then Rachel. The 4 of us, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll get back to the listening parties, but now that we're on that side, isn't it amazing how I think that was the last week, because they only did a week of David's musical.
I know. That's it.
Yeah, and then like the next week, because we all went on a Wednesday, right?
I went the first day. I went opening day on John's birthday.
Oh,
And
that's
then
right.
I came back to hang out with you guys while you were waiting to get in.
Oh, that's right. You didn't actually go to the show that night.
Right.
Kevin went with us to the show. But I remember we all hung out and you know I always say, but it was amazing how nice David was to us. And, you know, took the time for everyone.
Yeah, he's always been really nice every time I've met him. You know, he's
Yeah,
always very patient and he'll wait for you to kind of
yeah,
talk to him a little bit and then he'll disappear.
yeah. But he was, you know, he signed everyone's, you know, whatever we wanted to get signed and pictures, and it was great. You know, like you know, like during the tour, it's like so hard to meet David or Tico.
I
But,
know.
but like this musical, it was like easy because I met him twice that day, one in the afternoon,
Yeah, I remember that.
just randomly, you know, without even, you know, and then that night, you know, he just comes in the front of the building and acts like just like a casual person, you know, and it's like, it's David Bryan, you know?
I
So,
know. I mean, but you know, if they were just a regular person off the street, I don't think they would know who he is.
yeah,
That's what's so great about being him is that he can just, you know, walk around. It's not like John or somebody who's just like so afraid of to going out and being around us in general because people are just crazy.
yeah. You know, I think David liked, you know, having a lot of the Bon Jovi fans come out and be supportive and,
Yeah.
you know, so, but you know, Diana was amazing, and it's such a shame, and we got lucky to be able to see it because they only previewed it for a week, and then you know, COVID, you know, made it shut down.
I know, another shutdown for a year until next
Yeah,
year.
but I want to go see it next year again, and you know, be able to witness it again and stuff. It was such a fun experience. It was great for all of us to hang out too before it, and
It's always better when you can meet up with people and hang out with them either before or after.
oh yeah, well, that's what makes these events fun sometimes is that you know what's so great about the Bon Jovi fandom is that we all know each other so well. You know, whether we live in Europe or United States, Australia, blah blah blah. You know, we all, you know, like you and I, for you know, we live 7-8 miles apart or 7-8 hours away, or not miles. Uh, but we talk, you know, almost every day. You know, and so
That's the only good part about social media.
yeah, and so when you go to shows, you know, like we could talk about Bon Jovi all day long. You know,
Right.
and be able to experience the show together. Then after the show, talk about the set list and about this moment or that moment. You know, it's so good. You know, because when I was younger, I'd go to shows like the Circle Tour, for example.
Right.
I'd go to shows all by myself, and it'd be weird because like you either were beside someone that only knew like, "Living on a Prayer" and Band Name, and then you know all the songs, and they're
Oh,
they're not they're not thrilled with your excitement for the band and the show. But then other times you're with another diehard fan who's seen them 40 other times, you know?
right.
So it's always great, like, you know, for fans to come together and be able to experience a show together.
I know. I mean, what you just described reminds me so much of when I was sitting on side stage for Madison Square Garden. I guess it was 2018. Oh, the guy behind me was so drunk. All he kept saying was, "I just want to hear Living on a Prayer." It's the only song I want to hear. I'm like, I don't even want to hear this right now because he plays Prayer. He's gone.
Yeah,
They're gone.
exactly.
I don't want that. I'm not ready
And,
for the show to be over when it's, you know, they're just playing roller coaster. It's like, stop.
yeah, you know, I miss when they opened up with Prayer, you know, because then
Right.
you never knew what was going to be the final song, you know, and they haven't opened up with that since the Greatest Hits tour. So, um,
It wouldn't
so
make me
back
so sad to hear that song if they did that.
what's that?
It wouldn't make me so upset to hear that song if they played it in the beginning.
Living on a Prayer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it both ways. I like it as a show opener.
Yeah.
I also like it as a show closer. I don't know. I think it's better as a closer because it has so much energy and like the whole arena is lit up and you know I
Yeah.
always you know I've seen the band 52 times. I think outside of seeing John solo and stuff, I think I've seen the band together live 45 times, and I still get goosebumps.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just never ready for it to be over. That's my problem.
Yeah, me too. That's the sad part of when prayer comes, especially with this last tour, because you knew with
Yeah.
prayer, you knew John wasn't coming back. You know, as compared to the other tours, you know,
He
there
might be
there
an
was really
encore.
John was going to do a second or third, sometimes a fourth encore.
Right.
So, but back to the listening parties. What were those like?
It was really cool. I mean, they were in small theaters, so there wasn't a lot of people there. There's maybe 300 people total. It was just it was kind of like a runaway trip, only, you know, without the photo and stuff, because everything was so small. They played every song on there. I haven't heard a lot of those songs since that night. I've never heard "Come Up to Our House" ever since that night, and I love that song, and I haven't heard it since.
That one and
Living
Real
with the
Love.
Ghost.
I
Yeah,
thought those two were going to be played on tour, but they
I
never
know.
were.
Well, I kind of knew Real Love wasn't going to be played again, just because he doesn't seem to want to play the slow songs.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like we rarely hear Always. The only slow song that we heard a lot was Amen on that tour.
Yeah. Well, no one heard these songs before the listening party, so you actually got to hear these songs for the first time. What was that like to be able to hear those songs for the first live? You
It
know?
was really exciting. I actually like them better live than I do on the album because it's just more fun. They're having so much fun those nights because I guess they just figured, it's our closest fans. They're not gonna be so judgmental of it, and they were really like loose and comfortable on that stage. Versus when I feel like when he played it again on tour, I feel like he kind of got upset that fans, like these common fans, weren't into it because
Yeah.
they're like all the diehard fans that were at these shows because you had to win into it or you had to buy the trip package. So
You
it
know,
was mostly us that were there.
that's a good point too that you mentioned that because I remember on the tour, I think I did 6 or 7 total shows of
Yeah.
the whole tour, and every tour or every show, I mean, I remember the problem with America is that America is all about the hits, and
Right.
so 90% of the arena that's filled are common fans that only know the hits, as opposed to like you and me and other 10% diehards that are at these shows. We want the deeper tracks. We're okay if we don't get to hear Prayer or Bad Name or But what was sad about this house tour was that John had to compromise with the crowd because I remember they would do it in sections. And
Right.
so I remember John would do like Scars and God Bless This Mess and Roller Coaster all in one block. And like in between songs, he'd be like, I promise you I'm going to get back to the hits. And, in John's joking way.
Right.
But like when they would play those songs, like half the arena just didn't care.
I don't know
It was
why
just
either. They're good songs too. It's not. I just don't understand some people.
yeah,
It just got really quiet and it was uncomfortable almost because people just didn't want to listen to it. And I don't get it. It is that tour. They are going to be playing new stuff. I've seen
exactly.
other artists where all they do is play the new stuff and they'll throw in like one or two old songs. They don't realize how good they have it in that perspective.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. It's a shame because Bon Jovi has. It's like the next tour. Bon Jovi has such a huge catalog to play from, and so it's going to be interesting to see how many new songs that they play here in America because this House album just didn't translate well in America's arenas, unfortunately.
Right.
Based on this is just based on my observation. I talked to so many other Bon Jovi fans that said the same thing that these songs just didn't. It's a shame, you know.
Yeah. I mean, because that
And
was a really good album too.
yeah, and I think the only songs that are going to get played from this album from future on, I think is This House and Roller Coaster. Maybe Roller Coaster if we're lucky. Definitely This
Yeah.
House, but I don't see any other ones unfortunately played live. I
Mhm.
wanted to see Real Love played. What was it like to see that live?
That was one of the last songs he played. I think that it was that one, and then it was "Who Says You Can't Go Home," and then the show was over. So I mean, it was really cool to hear it. I mean, they did a really nice job with it. I mean, I liked it better. It was like acoustic. It was more of on the acoustic side than it was on the record.
I think it's just David and John on that song, isn't it?
Yeah,
Was the rest of the band on the stage when they played that, or was it just
It was just them. I think a lot of them disappeared on the stage, from what I remember seeing. Like they all went down. Maybe they went to go get something to drink or something, but they were gone. It was just him and John playing.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I think that's another good point of why they should have brought that to the tour. You know, last thing here before we finish up was, you know, I miss when David and John would have like what do you want to, like, just them two on stage like they did during the Crush tour for Runaway. You know, I think just listening to those two is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, like remember the American Idol episode back in 2007 when John and David were on it, and so it was just John and David playing.
Right. I mean, that's what was so cool about that night too.
Yeah. So I live in jealousy because I really wanted to go to those, and unfortunately I wasn't able to. But I hope they do it for 2020.
I keep asking John that every time John has one of those Q&A things. I always ask that question: would you do it again? And he never answers it. It's so frustrating.
Well, didn't he say in the Vegas Runaway trip earlier this year that they're planning on doing something in Vegas, or you know, something like that?
Consider it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So, well, Caitlin, I had a blast talking with you as always. It was great having you on, and thank you.
No, thanks for having me on.
All right. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too.